Yo, what's up, YouTube boxing community? This is the Boxing J right here, back with some boxing. Been out, got a new job. I started a new business as well, offering some financial services. And right now, starting a new business out by myself. I'm not using any names and no royalties. I ain't paying no royalties. I'm gonna try to grind, from bottom up. So most of the time, I'm here chilling. I gotta be here in the office if somebody walks in. But I still watch boxing. The YouTube boxing community. I watched a video from Blood talking about Floyd Mayweather opponents. The video was actually comparing him to Muhammad Ali. And he talked about Mayweather opponents, and he threw a couple of names, which actually got me thinking. There are definitely a lot of names out there where there's definitely better quality opposition than Marcos Maidana and Amir Khan. So why does Floyd use Amir Khan and Marcos Maidana at the moment as opponents? He recently used the poll. As far as we know, it can be a bogus poll. It can be real too. I'm not sure. But what he's doing, he's putting the names out there so people can be familiarized with these names. Start YouTubing them, watching their fights. So that way, when fight time comes around, pay-per-view does not do as bad. Now, are there better fighters than these guys? Of course, they're definitely much better fighters, boxers, but even brawlers that can do damage or can possibly beat Floyd Mayweather. So let's go down the list. I jotted down a couple of names of quality Mayweather opponents. Now, will Mayweather fight any of these guys down the line? I don't know. Of course, the first name that's going to come out is Pacquiao, but I actually believe there's a name out there that would do more for his legacy on paper, and will definitely put him up a couple of ranks as all-time pound for pound. So let's start with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, he came out from a loss with Juan Manuel Marquez. But Pacquiao's, the type of guy that he loses, he brushes off his shoulders and he's back at it. Of course, there was definitely a difference when Pacquiao fought Brandon Rios. I hadn't seen Pacquiao fought in that style in I don't think ever, man. He was going in and out, in and out. He was definitely doing that beforehand. But when he would go forward, he was like a fucking Mack truck. He would just keep going forward. But with Rios, I know he was thinking about that knockout with Marquez. Of course, it's not the same Pacquiao, but it's definitely still one of the top welterweights. And maybe one of the top pound for pound today. Even with that loss. Of course, beforehand, much more confident. Didn't think about being knocked the fuck out. And it would have been a better opponent. But still, till this day, Pacquiao is one of the best welterweights. But talk about negotiation problems. Mayweather stacks on the excuses over and over again. Years ago, it was the blood testing. Then it was the money. Everything was settled. And now he's saying he won't do business with Top Rank. I don't know, maybe 2-3 years down the road, he might say he doesn't do business with a Jew or something, something stupid like that. Because Bob Arum is a Jew. But aside from that, the point I'm trying to make, he's always changing his excuse. But at the end of the day, I believe that fight doesn't happen because it's Manny Pacquiao as the opponent and what he has done. And Mayweather feels threatened. He doesn't like the fact of the idea that many people might root for him. You know, he will have definitely an upper hand as far as the split purse compared to other fighters. Mayweather has to give up a lot of these things, you know. But even then, it looks like Pacquiao is saying like, "All right, let's do it. I agree. You know, this and that, split purse, testing, the location. I know Mayweather will only fight in the MGM. They were trying to set this fight up in a special made stadium that Bob Arum was talking about, which would seat much more people. But I think it's down at the end of the day. It's because it's Manny Pacquiao. That's why the fight doesn't happen. Because I believe, you know, another opponent that Mayweather has quality better than Marcos or Amir is Timothy Bradley. Now, of course, Timothy Bradley is with Top Rank, but I still believe that it's much more easier to get a Timothy Bradley fight done than a Manny Pacquiao. Just for the sole reason, like I mentioned, that it's Manny Pacquiao, the opponent, you know, what he has done, the upper hand that he has financially. You know, it's not like Mayweather can say, you know, let's do an 80-20 split. You know, any other fighter would say, yes, not Manny Pacquiao, you know. Pacquiao would definitely have some revenues from Philippines. I don't know if they do pay-per-view over there. I'm pretty sure they show the fight. They will show the commercials. They will air commercials. You know, commercials will pay in. I'm pretty sure Pacquiao has the upper hand because they're going to be watching that fight because of Pacquiao, mainly, not because of Mayweather. So there's a lot of little things, you know, here and there that Pacquiao has that upper hand. You know, he'll get more money from the Philippines as far as watching the fight. But with Timothy Bradley, that's a good opponent. He's definitely grown much. The first time I saw Timothy Bradley fight was when he fought Lamont Peterson. And from that time till now, he's definitely changed his style. I never really thought he would be a brawler like he did with Provodnikov. When he fought Marquez, it definitely looked like they had a perfect strategy. They definitely went back, saw tapes. And this guy, he might be the future of boxing. You know, he might be that front face of boxing once Pacquiao and Mayweather are out. I think that fight is very feasible. Just like, I'll say it again. It's just that Pacquiao is in there. That's why that fight doesn't happen. I think Top Rank and Golden Boy can make something happen. So Timothy Bradley is a good opponent there. Another young, I wouldn't even say he's a prospect anymore. Keith Thurman. He's been showing his power, his durability, being able to finish out, 10 rounds, 12 rounds. He's able to take those big punches from big punchers. He's had all this experience, maybe not the best quality opponents, but solid opponents. And he finishes the job very well. Keith Thurman, definitely a guy where if he keeps going forward, he's a guy that, he's very marketable. He'll market himself. He'll speak his mind. But he's not a trash talker, like an Adrian Broner, a Mayweather. Trash talker getting under their skin, talking shit without really thinking what they're saying. Keith Thurman, hot prospect for a future. Maybe he might be the future of boxing as well. We don't know. So we got three guys that are better in my eyes than Amir Khan, Marcos Maidana. Another guy that has definitely shaken up the 154 division, and that I believe he's one of the top 5 pound for pounds, but people underrated him, is Erislandy Lara. He swiped out Austin Trout. I don't know if Austin Trout even won around that fight. He might have won one or two, but he definitely shut him down in the 11th and 12th round. Austin Trout was supposed to be his hardest test. He came from a loss with Canelo, but I think Austin Trout went into the fight knowing that he didn't have to get worried about getting knocked out. This guy doesn't have knockout power. He's just going to try and box. So Austin just followed him through the whole fight. Lara kept countering. He did a great job. He's had a couple of other great fights, but that's the one that really put him out there, I believe, and to the possibility of being an opponent for Mayweather. And he's definitely, in my opinion, after that fight, one of the best pound-for-pound boxers today. So we go number 4. You can even say opponent number 5. You can say a Cotto rematch. The first fight was definitely a good fight. If Cotto were to beat Martinez, that would definitely be a good fight. See if Cotto can adjust. I think he'll change his game plan. He'll definitely use the same stuff that was working for him and change some things that weren't working for him. There might be a better fight, a better probability that Cotto can beat Floyd Mayweather. He's not the fastest guy, but what Cotto is underrated for is his timing. He'll throw the punch right at the exact time when you're throwing yours or when you're dropping your hand or whatever reason, and he'll definitely put a perfect combination on you. And, for me, I'm out here in Houston. I'll definitely like to see if probably that won't happen before Floyd Mayweather leaves, but I like to see that one of the Charlo brothers go with Floyd Mayweather. I know a lot of people might not think much of these guys, but they've definitely, at least Jermell has definitely solidified himself among the best ranked super welterweights. Jermall is going to fight Carlos Molina. If he wins that fight, there is no doubt in these guys. They can the sky's the limit from them. Then they're going to probably have better quality opponents because they haven't had any big fights. You can even say Sean Porter, Sean Porter, what he did to Alexander. Alexander's supposed to be one of the best boxers, pure boxers. If Sean Porter could disrupt Alexander's focus in box, that was his game plan. It had to be his game plan. Alexander the boxer, Sean Porter just run through him, throw punches wherever they are, in and out, and it worked for him. That guy, I think he would definitely be a better opponent than Amir and probably Marcos. Marcos is a little bit more reckless. I think Sean Porter brawls, but with a plan. Marcos will just go at it, no fucking plan, whatever. Wherever it lands, whatever. And the last one, the one that I said that I believe will do for his legacy and will solidify him on the best pound for pound of all time. Not in the top list, but it'll definitely move him up from where he's at, which maybe he's a top 50, or top 100, which is a very good list, even if you're down there at the bottom. If of course they're already set with a 5, Sergio Martinez and Cotto. Let's say Sergio Martinez wins the fight. Let's say Mayweather wins his fight with Marcos or Amir. A fight at middleweight. But hear me out, Flomos. Hear me out. I think Mayweather would win. But hear me out, Flomos. Sergio Martinez rehydrates only to about 165 pounds. 167 pounds. He only puts on about 6-7 pounds. that's the same weight that Victor Ortiz goes in fight night. Canelo went in there fight night. Hell, maybe even Cotto or De La Hoya. It's not like he hasn't fought somebody fight night over 160 pounds. Sergio Martinez weighs in between 157 and 158 fight night. So Mayweather has the upper hand. He can easily make Sergio fight at 155. Just over that super welterweight division. Middleweight will be 155. Both come in at 155. You don't need a rehydration clause. Sergio will not come in over 165, 167. Beat him. He beat the middleweight king. Gets his belt, another division, another belt. On paper, to go out that way is going to be good for him. I think it would be a good fight. If Sergio comes out well after his surgeries, we'll definitely see in the Cotto fight. But look, man, I just named, okay, maybe scratch one or two guys. All right, the Charlo brothers. Scratch those guys. I know they're not ready yet. But I think the rest, all of these guys are better a position for Amir Khan than Amir Khan and Marcos Maidana. And they can add to his legacy. Like I mentioned, Sergio Martinez. You know, it's a big bump for him. But we'll see if he'll, I doubt he'll even fight any one of these fucking guys. Not one. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, things happen in boxing. Maybe these guys will come up with a huge fight. Boost them up into the Floyd sweepstakes. Hopefully one of these fights happen. Either way, it's a long video. A lot of names. Who you think, man? Who else would be a better opposition than Amir Khan, Marcos Maidana? Let me know, guys. Peace, Fox and Jay.